3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
All right, 5 o'clock on a Friday. You know what time it is. Let's hit the books. Part of the Hammer Betting Network, alongside the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, producer extraordinaire Zach Phillips. I'm merely Brad Powers. Before we get to your questions, comments, concerns, before we get to some additional best bets from what we've already given out on Monday's show, let me remind everybody that Hit the Books is brought to you by FanDuel, and you can start your college football season off with a win on FanDuel, because right now new customers can kick off the season with $200 in bonus bets. Just place any $5 bet and you'll get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. You can use your bets on spreads, live bets, totals, so much more. Love FanDuel, opening up each and every week as far as the lines, whether it be FBS, FCS, whether it be in the offseason. As far as futures markets, win totals, they are leading the way when it comes to college football. And you can visit FanDuel.com/hitthebooks to download America's #1 sportsbook. That's FanDuel.com/hitthebooks. Disclaimer, you must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas and affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE New York, or text HOPE New York in New York. Knish, what's happening? It's a good time to be there in the city, the Motor City. I mean,
I was going to say, baby, what else we got going?
Well, no, I was going to say we got the defending national champs in college football. We got excitement with the new basketball coach. We got the Lions winning their first playoff game in 3 decades and one of the favorites in the NFC. We got, how about currently, the Detroit Tigers winning their first series in over a decade.
I thought you were going to talk about the weather, but no, you're talking City of Champions, baby. Yeah, I mean, this Tigers run, tell you what, Joey K missed some nice Tigers numbers throughout the season this year that I wasn't a real believer. I know some people got in preseason. Some people bought the bot. I saw Derek Stevens tweeting a ticket. He's got like Tigers 600 to 1 or something, 250 to 1. I don't know, a couple of dips. So yeah, there's some real numbers. And I mean, that's all playoff baseball is. They got a decent amount of pitching to go out there. So hey, but maybe they can keep it rolling. We'll see. I don't really love baseball. I love college football, but it's nice to see for the city. I won't be that tuned in, but hey, good for them.
I can't believe it's been 11 years since they won a series. Felt like yesterday when Leland had them a couple of World Series games.
I know you always date us on this show of things that happened a lot longer. They feel like they happened just yesterday, and then they're like, "Wait, that was 11 years ago." I forgot what last week's was, but it was like that was 2006. You're like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, Verlander pitching. It was that long ago, almost 20 years. That's crazy. I was working at Detroit Tigers affiliate station in Toledo on the radio. Fun
really?
Time. Yeah, I was. I got to be honest with you. Yeah, I was the guy. I mean, it wasn't nothing fancy. I was producing and stuff, but in the old days, they didn't have it automated. When they say, "We now pause 10 seconds for station identification," I was the guy in the studio hitting the button to hit the old.
No wonder you're so good at radio.
1470 radio, Sports X, and stuff like that. So, yeah, good times. Chris mentioned that about the Tigers. Charles Saul, he's always in first. Let's have a great Friday. Right back at you, Charles. What do you guys think about Colorado State? +11. Oregon State's not popular. They're certainly not popular in the market. I can tell you that. CSU blowout loss is not as bad now. Norvell being a clown, only thing keeping me off for now. I didn't bet the game. Did you?
Yeah, but I wouldn't at current. I liked it. Actually, there was early in the week some 14s were around. Even 13 and a half I thought was okay. And again, now this isn't a Norvell podcast, but it's more of an Oregon State fade. It's more of the tempo they play is extremely slow. More of Colorado State. I mean, they got Horton back. That he should be able to move the ball a little bit. I think you've seen the offense kind of come together a bit. So I just thought that number was high. I wouldn't be dying to get in currently.
Fair enough. Scott in the chat, another week of not getting a good data on the Buckeyes. No, this is a good data point. I mean, I know that there's some making fun up there, but
all right.
Your best opponent's Michigan State. Come on. I mean, that's not good data points when you're playing.
All right. So I know this has not been
a
year for big favorite. You know, I thought our friend of the show, Bud Elliott, did a thread on this earlier about the kind of the compression of college football, where the bad teams aren't as bad, the good teams aren't as elite. You're not seeing maybe as many covers on high spreads. I got it, and maybe this is because I'm the world's biggest Iowa hater. Where are you at on this line here?
I need 17 to lay with the Buckeyes.
All right.
Do we got it yet? Let's fire up that FanDuel.
No, it's not. It's not there yet. It's getting in the range. I tell you,
18.
I think I'm kind of in a no man's land. Like, we know it won't go back to 20. So I agree with you. See if 18 comes or a 17 comes, but I will be on Ohio State here. Probably won't be able to time it for the show, but no, I will not, Greg. No, I will not be putting Iowa in the money line round robin because I'm trying to win some of those. I don't I don't love the matchup here. I don't love Iowa altogether. Think this is kind of a good spot to take Ohio State at a little bit of a short price.
There you go. A lot of money coming on Iowa. How about this market this year? It's something else. I used to be like, yep, I agree with that move. I agree with that move. I agree with that move. Now it's just like, I don't know. Especially, yeah, I don't know. So a lot of Iowa money.
So theory-wise, I've talked to a few people about this, and I know kind of the market discussions have been going around. Is there just a lot more people arbing, middling, taking half points, betting both sides of games? Kind of as soon as it feels like or maybe the market just being more efficient in general has people. I have never seen in any years past so many of the services, yours included, go head to head with other services after a half point, a point, a 2-point move. Seems like a very narrow margin of point spread on most games that you really don't see yourself out of. It'll bounce between a 7 and 10. It'll bounce between 3 and 1.5, and it really never gets out of that except for a few select games.
I agree. There is definitely a group that is fading the service releases. They know who they are. Let's keep it rolling. We'll get more into that as we continue to go along. Yeah, I mean, there's some more efficiency, but also there's probably, there's groups just playing numbers. Sometimes, hey, the market's efficient this time of year. I get it, trying to get, half points around key numbers, but sometimes you got to go a little deeper than whatever your algorithm and your model spitting out. So we'll get into a few of them games. And I'm anxious to hear your takes on that because market hasn't moved. There's been multiple releases on certain sides and nope, no movement. Yep. It used to scare me. Now it doesn't this year. Virginia money has been coming in late every week. Like them in that game. I love them in that game. So I like the spot for them.
Love them in that game.
What's up?
You love them in that game, huh?
Yeah, I love them in that game. I know Castellanos is going to play, but I don't know. I thought BC got outplayed by Michigan State. Last week's not a good data point because he didn't play, but I don't know. The whole BC's great. I get it. But a lot of that's, they beat up Florida State. Everybody beats up Florida State. So Virginia had turnovers in the Maryland game. I know they got a fortunate win against Wake, but turnovers did them in the Maryland game. I don't know. I just love They handled business at Coastal. I thought that was a good win for them there to blow them out on the road. Yeah, I like Virginia. You against me?
I'm not. I will say, with when the Castellanos news was coming out, if you're one of those that caught a 3, I see that side of it. I agree. I mean, when it got down, I know you played some pick. I can't argue with that. I would say I'm more neutral at current than don't have a real strong take on it. But if BP is leading us to the promised land here with UVA, play of the week.
Oh, play of the week. No, play of the week was Marshall. So
Okay,
we got that. That's in our. Let's recap.
That's in the
the best
portfolio.
bets. The best bets in already for us. Wisconsin minus 12.5. The market's buying back on that. I don't get that.
I am surprised that I thought the 14s would get bought. I'm surprised it came back up, to basically right at where we're at. 12,
I'm probably the old tout services. Taking a closer look at that one. I can tell you that. Marshall minus 2.5. What do we got? South Alabama minus 2.5. Got some CLV there. Coastal.
Yeah, keep an eye. I would just there's in pregame. If you joined us on South Alabama, just make sure Mr. Lopez is good to go. What time is that game at?
South Alabama.
It's 7:00. So we won't be on there. I'll just say the only, and I haven't heard anything
on him.
official, no Knish moles or anything. Just know he took a shot last week, seemed to be okay. That would be my only hesitation. Otherwise, I think they
also hesitation. Nobody knew he was out of the Ohio game earlier this year.
Yeah.
Remember,
So he's been banged up, but banged up enough to miss. I don't know. I don't. We'll see.
All right. Thank you for that. I had not heard that.
I don't. Again, it's not one where I know for sure he's out or any of that. It's just I'm keeping my eye on it. I'll see in pregame.
Okay. 3-letter service was on the other side of that one.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Yeah.
And they got some.
They haven't been getting that greatest CLV either. I'm not knocking the server. I'm just telling you, people are just they're not believing in anybody right now. It's just funny. A lot of skepticism. Austin in the chat. Happy Friday. Is it too obvious of a narrative that Bama sleepwalks at Vandy? Kind of thinking Bama rolls. It's priced in, I think. What say you? Are you involved on this one?
I saw our friend of the show, Tailgate Tank, give out the under, and I saw the quotes from that they want to keep this to 10 possessions. They're going to go super slow on the tempo. It's going to take up the whole play clock and that. So I understand the moves from the side of things, the Vandy and the under moves based off that. If he's true to his word and they're going to, go as slow as possible, like Service Academy pace and all that, then, and again, Vandy's maybe one of the most improved teams in the country. So I expect, I have not, I wouldn't be jumping in to play this at either line current. If you had a 54.5, which I think there's not at our
52.5 at FanDuel, I'd play over. I'm just letting you know. They've been playing slow all year. They're super fit. They're efficient on offense. They're scoring. Their defense isn't any good at Vanderbilt. So I can go look at their scores. Look at the Georgia State game. I mean, they're playing slow. Virginia Tech, high scoring. Missouri, I know, went to overtime and stuff, so you got to take that out. But there was just a bunch of missed field goals for both teams. I don't know. I kind of disagree with 10 on that one. So he's watching. He's one of our 60 viewers. So a little head-to-head, you and me on that one, 10. I lean over. Chris in the chat, thoughts on San Jose State under a touchdown? I'm on the Nevada side on that one this week. Nothing. I wouldn't under a touchdown. I wouldn't be playing Nevada, but I did make a bet on Nevada this week. 2 first-year coaches that have exceeded expectations.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought San Jose State was going to fall off an absolute cliff after.
I did too. I sent you the win total. We're not going to win that one. We bet under 5.5. Not going to win. Close 4.5. Loser.
No, I agree. I thought that was an absolute gem, and they're definitely better than anticipated. With that said, a lot of things kind of trending this way. I mean, market crushed this one under a touchdown. If Nevada's got the better defensive team, where would you need to lay it with San? I mean, if this kept coming, What would be your buy number on San Jose State? 5.5.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
I'm not interested, really. I don't even want to tell you what I have on Nevada in the game. I'm just gonna sit tight. I haven't been playing back. I just let it ride. Jam Iowa State minus 11.5. Sold out whiteout night game versus Baylor. Matt Campbell is not the guy that I like laying points with. So
No, and I saw Service released Baylor. I agree, man.
See it. The only hang up is man, if they're not good early, I could just Aranda could get fired after this one. Buy on deck. But I thought that was a decent move as far as the Service giving out Baylor at 13.
Yeah,
I was hoping to get some foot. Weren't you waiting for maybe a 14? I don't know if we're ever going to see it, but I was kind of waiting for that this week.
Yeah, we definitely would have preferred that over where the 13.5 came in. I mean, you just now he's one of the worst as big chalk. And it doesn't matter. FCS team, Division II team, Power 5 team. Like he just doesn't. They just don't cover that. I mean, with that said, they'll probably smoke Baylor by 50 now. But yeah, it's just
he's covering numbers this year. North Dakota he didn't, but Arkansas State. Now last week I will say that was tighter than the final. I had that on one of my TVs, and that was the Houston's defense gave them fits.
Yep, and for a team that's the kind of the new favorite, and I've got some Big 12 futures here. I want to believe. I want to believe. I know. They haven't.
You believe in them? I don't believe in them to win the Big 12.
I don't either. Yeah. Like there's not a single game where I've been like, man, like really impressed with Iowa State. If anything, I mean, I think they should have lost to even though we had Iowa State.
They should have lost to Iowa.
Yeah, the North Dakota performance was not impressive. The Houston performance was a slog. So. And I mean, it's been a kind of a gift early schedule here for their Big 12 champ. I mean, they've got like the easiest run of first half of the schedule Big 12 you could possibly get here. Baylor, then West Virginia, then UCF, who's been underwhelming at home, then Texas Tech at home, then Kansas. I mean,
maybe later in the year. Utah.
Yeah, they're going to be in the driver's seat till about 3 weeks to go.
Utah hosts them, don't they? That'll be a good spot maybe for Utah if Utah has Cam Rising, which is who knows. Don't like the. You know what the biggest travesty is? I like the Big 12. I like that it's super competitive. I like from a futures aspect, betting it on a week-to-week basis. It's fun when you're on the right side. Not not Colorado last week, but what's a sham is that this is going to get one of these teams is going to get a 4 seed in the playoffs. What a joke! I don't like that. I mean, you can give them the playoffs, but for them to get a 4 seed, I'll tell you, the 5 seed is going to be pretty happy playing the Big 12 champ in the playoff. Garrett in the chat, I know Duke isn't that great, but this GT line seems high. It does. I mean, I love I bet Georgia Tech this week, but I wanted to give out Georgia Tech. It just the line is kind of high.
Yeah.
I think what's this line 10 years ago? It's probably 6.
I kind of think Georgia Tech buries them this week.
I agree, man.
I have not been impressed with Duke. I think the spot is great for Georgia Tech with a little bit of a breather here.
Giving it out 9.5. You think they're going to get buried? I like it.
Yeah, I mean,
price, but come on.
I usually hate giving out stuff. I bet a couple points. I agree. Under 10.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, under 10 will play for me.
I want to have something on Georgia Tech. I haven't given it out on any show, but I mean. I circled them. I mean, before the Lions came out on Sunday, they were like one of the 3 games I circled. I'm like, I love Georgia Tech. So
yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, let's go for it. Lock it in.
Best bet. First one of the Friday show. Georgia Tech laying 9.5. I think they bury them. Burt Brownies, Kennesaw State in play tonight. I lean that way at 17. That seems high. That's giving a lot of respect to Jacksonville State. Although I got to tell you, I leaned with the Dogs last night and got my teeth kicked down my throat. So,
I mean, I'm on the Jacksonville State here, but at a number long ago, I couldn't do it at 17. I just
it's 16.5 of FanDuel.
I mean, that's
go head to head. Let's go head to head on this game.
I think you're head-to-head, your game. I mean, I would have went head-to-head with you on Monday's show.
Nah, 16 and a half.
I don't trust this Jacksonville State defense enough to really be giving out long ago, numbers that have moved a field goal here. So
you don't want to go head to head at 16 and a half?
No.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. All right. I just wanted to see how much conviction you had. I feel better about my Kennesaw State.
Okay. Not that much. I mean, how can you try to, like, listen,
I don't know how we can trust. I don't know. I mean, Jacksonville State did finally come together against Southern Miss prior to the bye. Yeah. They almost did against Eastern Michigan. What would worry me with the Kennesaw State side, obviously Jacksonville State runs tempo, and Kennesaw turns it over a couple of times. The games can get wonky. They really can. Ryan McGee, yeah, we talked about Ohio State getting short. I don't know. Do we see a 17? I don't know. That might be a game that, might move tomorrow. We'll see. I would agree with that, though. It is starting to get a little short.
Max, I mean, I would love a 17. I'm not confident.
Are you giving it out at 18? You want best bet at 18?
I really don't. This is one I don't know what the market's going to do tomorrow on it. I know it come down a few points. I just don't know. I will say I would love. I'm probably personally. I don't want to give out 18 when I'm waiting to see if there's a 17 tomorrow.
I agree.
So
well said. Max, JMU ULM thoughts. Feels like the two of the market on the Dukes, and ULM has been a covering machine.
You will.
Another one I'm waiting. If 17, it's a go for me on ULM. Again, they play very slow tempo. Already pulled a couple upsets. I think JMU is getting too much love in the market from the last couple of weeks. Where are you at on that one? That's a sneaky one I've been waiting. Old Tout Service has been waiting on that one.
Yeah, I think you got the buy number right. Coming up there, especially JMU, kind of going. You
getting there. We're half a point away from the buy.
Yeah. And UL, you know what? That run game, they've got it kind of outside of when playing Texas or anything, but they've been able to kind of move the ball better than I thought there. And I know our guy Bob Chesney, but maybe,
I like ULM to. They impressed me from the very first. Remember, the market hated them that opening night. I actually watched the game against Jackson State. I'm like, hey, these guys are going to be better than everybody expected. They've already hit the win total already. 2.5. Wish we would have had that one in the portfolio.
Yeah.
My goodness. 530 viewers, which isn't bad. That's about our average. 150 likes. Let's get them likes up. Those are rookie numbers. Got to get them numbers up on those likes. Make sure you're hitting like and subscribe for the show. Announcement. I don't even know if you know this, Knish. Announcement. There's a good possibility no show tomorrow for the halftime show. Yeah. So
who's traveling? You going to, are you?
No, it isn't me. Hey, look, I get flack for a show that I overslept on from like 2 years ago, 5 minutes. It's not me ever. I said it would never be me ever again.
I know it's not Phillips calling in on a Saturday here. Don't think
you're one to talk. I got fall photos. I don't have fall photos. The weather, I don't know. So, something's come up from someone on the show. We'll keep it a mystery, but most likely we're not gonna have a show. Make sure you're tuned in, or at least you're following us on X, Twitter, for the announcement. We'll have the official announcement tomorrow. So, unfortunately, not gonna be talking A&M. We're head to head on that game, aren't we?
Yeah.
A&M. I think it'd be a good game. I think upon further inspection, because I did a deep dive show on this game, I think you probably got the right side. I like the under now more than I do any side in the game. So
that's what people are saying. Listen, I want to agree with you here, but like, how many people are working for this company? We can't get somebody to fill in for the only show getting numbers here. I mean. Yeah, we got Jason. I mean, not that I want Jason to produce, but in a pinch, Moretto, he doesn't know what. What do you got to do here? Log on to the computer, type a few things in. I'll have a word with the pizza man after this. Let's just say Zach's PTO is over for football season.
Oh man, yeah, it's just no days. I'm of the Belichick. No days off. So days off will be February.
These new kids say, "Oh, it's Saturday at 12:30. I won't be
Yeah.
up till 2."
Oh, I mean, it's not a big, it's not next week's college football. I heard some people saying it's apple picking Saturday. I mean, whatever. Apple picking. Unbelievable. No bueno here. You know where you guys can find me. I'll be watching the games, betting FCS. What do we feel about South Carolina? From Garrett, I think Miss might have some difficulty running the ball. I like both teams' defensive matchups here.
Yeah.
It's boy, I haven't bet the under though. Just thinking about it though, man. Okay, do we get a similar game flow like we had Kentucky Ole Miss last week?
Listen, FanDuel's got the only.
Where are we at on this? I have not bet the under, but I've all week I've liked Ole Miss's matchup defensive line against South Carolina's offensive line. But yeah, South Carolina's defensive line has been super impressive this year.
Folks, when he's reaching for the phone, then
all right, pull that one up, Zach. Let's get some. Yeah. Under 54.5. Boom.
Yeah, it's the only one. It's the only one out there.
Yes,
and,
best bet under 54.5.
Yeah.
Like it. There you go.
So yeah, I listen. I agree with you that Ole Miss's defense, even though the performance overall, like the team performance overall, the offensive performance overall, Kentucky was underwhelming. Defensively, again, I thought they were very good. And South Carolina, I think their calling card has been deeper. I don't care that Sellers is back.
Oh, he stinks.
I was gonna say, it might even be I'm not going to say it's a downgrade from Ashford, but I think this is one you might get it. One of those hurry up and go nowhere games. Both teams trying to do some tempo, but not much efficiency. And I agree, both teams' defenses, South Carolina's defense, they've been real deal, especially defensive line. So yeah, I like that, especially at the price we got it. I mean,
yeah, like it.
That was
under 54.5. There we go. Yeah. That's why we do the show. Love it. What about the side? My number's like Ole Miss. I just don't know if I can trust them. 8.5. I made that bet this week. I'm just letting you. On Sunday, I made a bet on that, but I haven't been wild about that since. There's so much smoke around Lane Kiffin that I don't trust him.
Yeah. I mean, you think. I mean, logically, you think they have a down performance at Kentucky. They might get back up here. But man, oh man, I know Lane overachieved on the road against a team with this week. Folks, pod. If you've been listening for a while, we spotted Lane years ago in terms of his propensity to let down. And so maybe it was just last week, but I know I don't.
I got a feeling it wasn't. I gotta tell you, I'm kind of rooting for Ole Miss to bury South Carolina here. Obviously, not to go over the total, but. Might be a sneaky spot to bet old Brian Kelly next week in Baton Rouge. They're off a bye.
Your guy. I was gonna.
So we'll see. Not great about that one, but we do like the under. Like that price. Love it. It's all about the price. That's all it is, folks. Pack hack question. Hey guys, for casual bettors, what's the best practice for handling a good week? What percentage of your winnings do you typically cash out? How much do you keep in to continue betting? I don't cash out. So I trust myself that, I'll never bet beyond my means. So I just keep it rolling. And hopefully as the bankroll gets bigger and bigger, I bet bigger and bigger. So that's usually my thought process. What about you?
Yeah, Pat, it's kind of a nuanced question because it depends on where you're at. It's one when I was really starting out seriously betting, seriously, I tell this story on an old podcast, but I looked at it as like a small business where you could either take some money out that you're doing your earnings out when you do good and you're able to live off, or you just reinvest it into the business, which is more accounts, more risk, more that. And so, and I think Brad used the same strategy where you can get to a point where then you can bet 500 preseason bets and still be betting your normal units, during the season. So I'm one that I just kind of kept rolling it. Now, if you're somebody that, has a little trouble staying away from the online blackjack or something, that type, which is, I mean, honestly, or I'm going to go degenerate up, then maybe you want to have a good week and take some out. So really depends on preference. But I think if you're trying to do it on a serious level, the best thing you can do is keep reinvesting as much as you can into kind of upping your game there.
Well said. Look at you. I like that. I like that example of reinvesting. Yeah, that's where I'm at. But I get it. Some people, they got that urge. If you got that urge, then
I know. That's why it really depends on the person. Because I got buddies that, if I'll give them a few winners and then they're like, a few weeks later, like, oh, my account. So what happened? Like, oh, the online blackjack, the slots, and so
yeah.
I
thankfully do not have.
Who you are.
Do you partake in any other stuff like cards and stuff?
No, I used to do poker a long time ago. But now I don't think the time is worth the investment in that. So I do it's all sports nowadays. Not much other
I like that. Yeah, I'm boring. I don't do anything else.
No other AP stuff. I mean, you really gotta, if you're gonna do, especially these days, if you're gonna do poker or AP blackjack or something, it is a grind, and you've got to kind of like travel 24/7. It's just very, very different era.
Again, well said. Look at you. Knish is bringing it. Ryan McGee in the chat. Thoughts on Cal Miami cross country trip for the Canes after a crazy win? Think Cal keeps it close. I gotta say the 1998 handicappers are just, they love Cal. The trip, the time, all this stuff. ESPN College Game Days there, all this. I'm not there.
Is the blue horseshoe on Cal? Because that on your 1998.
The first play he gave out was Cal this week. I'm serious. You think I'm joking? I'm not. It was.
I love that I didn't even know, like, that was rehearsed, folks, because you said 19. I was like, that 1998 camper. Who that makes me think of? Fez. Is he on Cal? First play of the week.
I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just I've done 20 shows and everybody seems like they're on Cal. I'm like, I gotta tell you, Cal lost. I'm Mr. Cal. Everyone's laughed at me off season. I've been Mr. Cal the last 2 years. I'm not Mr. Cal the last couple of games. Everybody wanted to bet Cal against Florida State. I'm like, nah. They lost to Florida State. That looks terrible every week.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida State's lost to everybody else they played. And I'm not there. I bet Miami this week. That's where I'm at. And I'm Mr. Cal.
Yeah.
I was at Cal 6 weeks ago. I was there.
My friend, CK, if you know the initials, a fellow hot dog FCS guy is going to be in the stadium. He's going tomorrow. He lives out that way, so he'll be at the game. I agree with you. I kind of lean my 10 at 10, especially. I know in FanDuel's 10.5. There's some 10s out there at 10 or better. I agree.
Yeah, I laid 10. That's the number I bet Miami. If they didn't get their scare last week, I'd be with the 1998 guys. But they got that scare. I think they get refocused. I think, but I mean, you can never trust crystal ball. I get it. Aaron, we still in on Houston and the under tonight. I lean that way. I made them bets, but I probably not. I'd prefer the under more than Houston at the current numbers. What'd you do with this game?
You know what?
I think you laid TCU. Didn't we go head to head, or we were talking this on Monday? I think.
No, we were talking. I don't think because unless I don't think I have anything on this game.
Right.
Anything, either side or total. I would lean TCU at the current, though. Did we go ahead? Did we officially go ahead? Because I know you were.
I don't know. I try to get us going on some stuff.
Had Zach already left for vacation? Whoever, a pumpkin picking or apple picking or whatever.
Okay, I like them. Those are all right. There we go.
Wait a minute. This is what I get for not getting on here. Zach,
what's the count right now? What's the count?
Yeah,
I can't read, man. I'm old.
7-6 Joey K.
Yeah, that's about right.
I know. Well, what do we got? Win
totals. I mean, the win totals are going to be fun.
Colorado,
wait, hold on. I got over on Colorado. Oh man, the win totals are not fun. Look at that Colorado Oklahoma State. That's terrible. That's it. I thought we had other win totals. No, where's the Michigan stuff? I thought we had Michigan.
I don't recall the Michigan one.
Whatever. You guys didn't chart that we had like Michigan 9.5. No, I remember that. Do you? Or no? You must have missed that day.
I mean, if me and Zach don't remember it, I don't know. I don't think those tapes exist.
Man. Two against one.
What I get for not hopping on the 501. Zach got a date at the pumpkin patch, apple picking tomorrow. Got.
What is a slam? What's a slander?
what was her name? That used to watch the show. She back at the apple orchard tomorrow.
You see that? He was in and out. Unbelievable. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he's out the back door just like that.
I don't know if I'm gonna. He might lose the producer extraordinaire tag line after this. My goodness. Well, it's safe to say I'm an underdog looking at those win totals because I'm 0-2 there. Oklahoma State stinks. I gotta get back to this. Garrett, how is Stanford's backup quarterback? Wouldn't mind taking the points against Tech. Can't throw, he can run. Lampson, he's got some experience. They've been playing him the last couple of years. He played a little bit at Syracuse.
Yeah,
just can't throw.
Yeah, I mean,
I bet Virginia Tech this week.
Me
I'm not looking to play back Stanford. And again, we're Stanford. We like Stanford on this show, but not this week. This isn't the week.
I don't. If you've got a defensive coordinator with half a brain like this, as you can see with Michigan's current offense, the whole Wildcat, can't throw quarterback, it just doesn't work. Even Army and Navy gone away from her, and look what's happening to their offense. It just doesn't work anymore. Point. I just don't think you can get away with that in today's era. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't get to it. I would have needed at least
very good point. Bring up the service academies. What's made Army and Navy tough? They got guys that can actually throw a little bit, so you can't. Right. Good point. Yeah, Lampson can't throw. So very good. Knish is bringing it today. Love it. Hugh in the chat. If you had a 70-1 Miami Natty ticket, when would you consider hedging? Not anytime soon. Oh. It's always dependent. Is it life-changing money? But we gotta get to the playoffs. So, and then we'll look and see with the pathway and stuff. But then, we'll hit me back in 2 months. Molly Best Sports. Hey guys, long time listener, first time caller. I love it. Old school. Nevada -6 seems high. Second question: Houston have any starters playing tonight? Maybe she means San Jose State. Nevada 6. Where you at on that? I don't know. Molly, hit us back up. I'm not sure what you mean on the Nevada thing. Houston banged up. I've heard some things that they're a little bit banged up, but I don't know. I got Houston. I'm not looking to play back. Knish is your man. He likes TCU.
Give me TCU, baby.
But hit us back up with the Nevada. Did you mean another team there? Because they're catching 6.5 tonight on Saturday. Jimmy S. Rutgers, if that goes back to 7, I think Shiano will be able to confuse Raiola. Did that get hit finally? They come off a 7?
Let me check the current. I thought it.
I didn't think it did. I thought it was still holding.
Someone asked about the. Oh no, it's still holding. They're still not at FanDuel, but there's still some 7s around. Under taking money. I know it's got the wind. Franchise liked under Raiola passing yardage in this one.
That's a good franchise. I think it was cap. That's a good bet.
Zach, what do we? If you're not, distracted back there, what is it? What is passing yardage on Raiola in that game? I think we played 227.5 ish. 220. Go for it. 220. I think's all right.
There we go. Got the props back.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, yep. That was 220 is good there. I agree. I think Nebraska again, windy game, physical game. So that type of opponent. So yeah, I think and it kind of correlates with the move on the under there.
Like it. Best bet. If you can find a 7, I'm not saying a big bet, but I did bet Rutgers at 7. Just low total. I don't think there's much separating these teams.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Now the only hang up for me is Rutgers should have lost last week. Really should have to Washington. They got severely outplayed in that game. Cover at 5, Hawaii money line. Are they? I took a peek at the money line. I don't think they're in that the money line round robin, but I got to tell you, I could see it. I'm not buying San Diego State's offense.
Me too. They weren't. It was one of those. It was really short. I mean, if it was earlier in the week and you're getting it up, but I mean, the money line price and the spread has obviously come down from the early.
I did bet Hawaii early in the week.
Yeah, I agree. That was a good side.
Where you at? There's you want to talk about a battle? There's a battle in the market on that total. That's something else to see that.
I don't think the threes will be back. Do you?
No
right.
threes.
All right.
So
No
why
under
you just
three.
want to give out money line or what?
I was just gonna say at 2.5. Is it still?
No.
All right.
I'm greedy because I'm on the other side of 3. So we need a 3 for a best bet.
Yeah.
There. Pull behind the curve. I'm kind of rooting for San Diego State to win the game. We got a win total bet on them that we're gonna probably freaking lose. Again, we bet like over 4.5. It closed 5.5 across the market. We're gonna lose these, man. I literally am gonna have to make a special plane ride to go see my favorite person in the world, Joey Knish, to hand him money because I gave him a bunch of win total losers. Unbelievable. My goodness.
Great numbers.
Right now, yeah. Remind me next year not to bet any of these first year coaches. Too much variance. Eat that in the chat. Happy Friday. Thoughts on Georgia Tech -9.5? You got your answer there. Best bet.
Yeah.
Michigan, Washington under. I could see it. It's just low.
Yeah.
I worry about Washington's ability to stop the Michigan ground game. I do like Washington. You and I are head to head on the game, right?
Yeah.
Are we? Wait,
yeah.
no. Are we?
Oh no! I thought we
No,
were
we're
waiting.
not. All right, we'll go head to head. Let's just go head to head.
Well, oh, not that yo! No, I should have went. Someone, apparently a very sharp group blasted Michigan. But
On top of 10?
fuck it, give it to me. Give it to me, Zach. I got some margin. Give me that head to head here.
There you go.
10 gave it out. Got a little bit bought back on some of the resistance, and then
somebody, a big group hit it. What was it?
Yeah, blasted it
about 36 hours ago.
So,
all right, where does this one go? This is to me, it's the most intriguing game tomorrow. Not only from watchability, betting. I'm anxious to see where the number goes because I thought there'd be battles in the market on this one.
So, just to keep this bit going, you know who got all the backup reps at practice this week? He's back.
Tuttle?
Yeah, so apparently he had a first full week of practice in I don't know, 7 years the last time he's been healthy. But Warren, he got all of Warren's reps this week. So I don't think and again, not saying he's going to start. I think Orji starts and Orji play but I wouldn't be surprised to see him at some point in the next. You can't win. You can't have under 100 yards of passing offense in today's game every week. So Orji better bring it tomorrow, or it might be Tuttle time.
Wow, thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing Tuttle tomorrow.
Me either, because I can't watch this crap anymore.
We're up to 216 likes, 575 viewers. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Jacob C, I want your take on this one. Fouls over 57. A lot of under money. 57 to me is intriguing on starting to lean over. You're not there.
It's definitely. I'm not there yet. I would say it's kind of coming down into where the range I'd play it. Arkansas is so. I worry about Arkansas's ability against this Tennessee defensive line. And you know what? I didn't do my.
I hear you on that. You got a quarterback, Taylor Green can run around at least, try to avoid the pass rush. So instead of standing back there like a statue, because we saw Hawkins come in the Oklahoma game, all of a sudden, hey, Oklahoma, he's running around for his life, and they're moving the football a little bit. That's my hope here. It does. I think Tennessee's offense is going to have success. They're going to want to show some stuff because they put the offense away in the second half against Oklahoma. So I'm definitely in that direction. I haven't got the tout service was waiting for a little bit, like 1 point is what I was looking for. I was looking for a 56 to go over. Trevor, Florida State plus 15. Super ugly. Any chance we get a dead cat bounce on Florida State? Let down Clemson. I don't know if we get let down Clemson. Florida State beat them last year. I don't. I made about 75 bets already this week. If there was one I could have back, be Florida State plus 14.5. I wish I didn't have it.
I mean, Brock Glenn season. it's hard to downgrade a lot from DJU, but if you look at his tape, then it would be a downgrade. And I don't know how much lower this offense can go. And on the other side, Clemson just seems to have found something. Like they seem to have really got in gear after that Georgia game. When you're thinking, this is and I'll take the L's here. That I thought it was going to be that kind of season, and they'd be 7-8 win team at best. And now it looks like they could potentially run the table. So yeah, these are two programs, two teams in very different directions at the moment. So yeah, no Florida State for me.
David in the chat, Mullins rushing prop. Seems like their only way to move the ball. I agree. You heard any whispers on that? I tore him up last week, that Washington rushing defense.
He definitely, I think, has moved to be the feature back ahead of Edwards, and obviously deserves it because he's like single-handedly won some of the games. But what was I was looking at? 103 yards.
No.
It's just, yeah, it's rich, especially because it's hard to get the. I mean, you're going to get some Edwards carries, you're going to get some Orgy carries, you're going to get Washington throwing everything at the run game. I'm going to pass at that number.
I did not see this. Aaron in the chat, did you guys bet the FanDuel openers for the Fun Belt next week, or someone else already moving those numbers? Wasn't me. Did you? I didn't even know they were up.
I just got sent a couple right before the show. I didn't even know they were up either. But I haven't really looked into it. But I mean, FanDuel is, they are young.
I gotta have them open at all times. They are literally opening the market. I see the FCS got pounded again. I just started looking at FCS last night and this morning. I was like, a lot of this stuff got bet into already. It's unbelievable. Somebody's betting them. Don't blame me. I always get the blame for it. Deservedly so a lot of the time. But it's not all me. I can tell you I did not bet the Sun Belt games yet. Aren't those teams still playing yet? A game, or we got teams that haven't?
Yeah, they got play tomorrow, and then
okay. Yeah. I'm not, obviously I bet game of the years and stuff like that, but I'm not a big week ahead. I don't have that great luck sometimes. I know you asked me about the Penn State SC game. I hear you on that one as far as betting the look ahead. Sometimes I don't have good luck. I expect something to happen the week prior, doesn't, and it's just why did I even make that bet? Tom in the chat, happy Friday, gents. Right back at you, Tom. I know the Chippewas aren't playing this week, but how about the game landing one last week? Yeah, that was.
Yeah, they're not playing this week. They're probably down at the FBI headquarters getting interviewed.
What you said a couple weeks ago, explain the movement on their games, some of the game flow. I steer clear. Calmsy, Mizzou plus 2.5. Seems like A&M is pretty public. You're on the Joey Knish
I like
side
Mizzou.
there.
I think Mizzou wins this game. I was able to get some 3 very early week. I still like 2.5.
You want to give it out best bet?
Wait, is this a heel turn here? I thought you were.
No. Just after I deep dived and thought about it. I mean, I don't like Mizzou. I do think there's going to be a big opportunity to fade them coming up here. I didn't like it as much. I like the under. So if you like it, if it's your favorite play, look, this is a democracy. So I mean, if it's your favorite play of the week,
if it was 3, I would take and trump you and take it at 2.5 in a game that I agree with you. I think will be lower scoring. I would only give the solo best bet if it had 3. If a 3 pops tomorrow and you see it, I grab it.
Charles in the chat, Ashton Jennings rush yardage prop tomorrow is 100 yards more than Alex Orji's passing. That's funny. That's from Stuckey.
I actually played some no joke. There's a disturbing trend that some books, not FanDuel, thankfully, are only giving only showing overs on college football props.
Oh my
player
God.
props. A couple, but we used to be just one, and now it's moved to more than one. Thankfully, not our sponsor FanDuel, who does give both sides, but actually did play some Genty under. I think it was under 196.5. Just out of principle.
Wow. That's crazy. New member, John C. We appreciate you, buddy.
Johnny.
Kevin Bitter in the chat. BP, are we partying at Crazy Horse 3 after UNLV beats Q's tonight? Won't be there. I'll be celebrating with the woman. I am going to the game tonight, so I won't stay for the whole game. I can tell you that. It'll be nap time. Probably the end of the third quarter. I'll be scooting out of there and heading home. But it is a big game tonight. Probably the biggest home game in UNLV history. I know the Mountain West Championship game last year, but this one's even bigger. You do anything with the game tonight? I lean over.
I like Cuse at the current.
There you go.
Yeah, to be honest with you.
All right.
I think the
yeah. You see how I do that?
We'll tease it later.
Yeah,
maybe outright.
All right. See how I throw that in there? We're getting close to that time. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are new, we do have a money line round robin coming up. Parlay, whatever you want to say. Call it. Four legs this week?
Yeah.
All right. I like two of them. The other two, but two that I really like. Ryan in the chat, not sure how much the number has moved, but 35-mile-an-hour winds up here in Minneapolis for the Gopher USC game tomorrow night. Under the play. That's moved, about 3 points?
Yeah. Also, I took Miller Moss passing yardage under in that one too. I don't even know the number off my head, but was bad. Franchise was sending me some, I think, passing. I didn't even know these were weather under passing yardage plays until the show started. We were talking about just firing them. So
yeah.
So it makes sense now.
Keeps me off of SC because I think it looks a little cheap. If it looks cheap on SC, that's why.
Yeah,
obviously impacts them more than Minnesota. Good old fashioned Big Ten game. These are the types of games where, I think SC will win, but body blows. And then we'll be talking about that big game, that Knish game of the year, Penn State SC next week. Zach says no player props up on FanDuel for this game.
I think they pulled them because of conditions.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. That I can understand, I guess, in college football. Yeah. Especially after you take a few bets. I guess. I don't know. I still throw it out there. Let people bet into it. Move it. Guy asks, Navy good at 10 still? I don't like 10. Do you?
No. I mean, every year someone tries to get a little like, is this the year that, the Service Academy games change up? Maybe Air Force is that bad and they just get absolutely buried. I don't want to be laying 10 here, though.
I agree. Derivative, I could see Navy over team total. Okay. You see that? Yeah. It's like 22.5, 23.5. That I can see. That's what I kind of prefer.
Yeah.
There. Because if Wyoming can put 31 on this damn Air Force defense, I think Navy can. So, all right. That's kind of where I'm at there. I haven't given that out. That might be a teaser for the tout service. Step on a duck. Thoughts, guys, on the Army Tulsa total? I'd like a sizable position. I have a sizable position and would like your thoughts. Unfortunately, I don't have a play on the total. I bet Army early in the week.
Yeah, I was going to say don't have a play on the total either. I know Army was a very popular side in this one. I know some sharp people that partook in that, but I don't have anything on the total in this one, and it's kind of right around. I mean, I know it opened a little higher, but hasn't done too much all week. Kind of 50.5, 51, mostly painted 50.5 now. I don't have. Stevie, I wish I had a stronger take for you. I think that number is all right. So I don't have anything either way on that one. On the total current.
If push came to shove, I would lean over.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, Army's offense better. They throw it in these games where Tulsa's going to run some tempo and throw it. I just, I'm not saying it's Navy Memphis, but kind of feels kind of those types of matchups. Guy asks, Pitt down to 2.5. What's your thoughts on this game? I love Pitt.
This is a battle. This is a both side bat. 2.5, 3, 2.5, 3, 2.5, 3. I like it. I like anything under 3.
We got pull up the FanDuel account.
Yep.
We got 2.5. Zach.
Yeah.
Boom. Best bet. Pitt minus 2.5. Best bet.
I mean,
Love
I like
Pitt.
it under 3.
Love Pitt in this game. Love them. That's all I gotta say. Somebody does not like Pitt.
Yeah.
They're taking the 3. I know it's a numbers play, but I mean, I'm telling you, what does North Carolina have left?
I don't know.
I don't think they got much after last week. We'll see, though. It's tough trusting Narduzzi, but this is a different offense for Pitt. And they get Hammond back. Yeah. He can get, he can give him some snaps. Rodney Hammond back. So that's good. Crestman, thoughts on Cal plus 10.5. Yeah, we were kind of looking to lay 10 with Miami there on that game. UNLV minus 5.5. No, I think Syracuse is the sharper side tonight. Although I did bet UNLV very early in the week.
Yeah.
Adam Wilson, Penn State, UCLA. I'm on the Penn State side. Did you partake in that money?
Yeah, I joined our friend the 10 on that. I thought under 28 was good there.
Agree. Wouldn't bet it now at 28.5. How to win? Also curious. Michigan State plus 23.5 tonight against Oregon. Did you bet it? You're close there to East Lansing.
No, I mean, I know they got a couple of the receivers back. They should have a little bit more pop on offense with those guys back.
I lean over then. You got me on I bet the over already. I lean over if you got to play that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I would lean that way too.
Got up there a little bit, but I definitely don't want Michigan State. They turn it over.
No, me neither.
Man,
me neither.
So, Zach, in the chat, thoughts on Florida UCF over 61.5, 62. Are either of these defenses good? Well, the answer to the last question is no, but
No.
Another battle in this one. Bunch of guys early in the week, UCF. Boy, Florida got some buyback today.
Yeah.
My goodness, another battle.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a textbook game. Some of the UCF +1, +1.5. It goes all the way to 3, gets bought back. Now we're sitting around 1.5 again. So
you like UCF, don't you?
Yeah, I lean the UCF way. I would not have laid, upwards of around 3, but at around -1, pick them. Yeah, I lean the UCF way.
I can't bet them fuckers after last week. I mean, that is just that was as bad as it gets, folks. I mean, you can get on Notre Dame for losing as a 4-touchdown favorite. I'm telling you, that was worse. I mean, in that spot, at least Notre Dame had the flat spot. I mean, that was the home run spot. They had the biggest recruiting weekend ever for UCF and lose by 4 touchdowns as a 2-touchdown favorite. It just doesn't get any worse than that. Kula in the chat. Cam Ward passing yards over till it doesn't hit. My boys aren't having any meaningful success running the ball before garbage time, so I feel like Cam Ward ends up throwing 45+ times in this game. Yeah, I can see that. What did Franchise send you that? Love Franchise.
I haven't bet that one this week.
Only concern was Cam can be a little lackadaisical.
He does.
Cal turns you over as good as anybody, and that's been the case under Wilcox. Even the last couple of years, I think they're number one.
It keeps hitting. I really do think they're not utilizing Damian Martinez enough, though, and they're off. I think that's kind of not to say they're going to start doing it, but I feel like that's kind of a gap in what their offensive game plans have been so far.
I can tell you this. When I was watching the Virginia Tech game last week, I was like, I cannot wait. I hope Miami makes the playoff. I cannot wait to bet against these fuckers in the playoff. I mean, I was licking my chops because I am not buying them. They can be a playoff team. They're not a national title contending team. That's my thoughts on Miami watching them. I don't see it. Sorry for those that dropped a couple F-bombs there. Whatever. Richard, Louisville SMU. I love Louisville. That's where I'm at on this game. But
you got Mr. Muscles flexing against you here. He was on SMU.
Well, you be the tiebreaker. What do you think?
I mean, I thought there was a 7.5 at one point. I took some SMU. But it's one like this is not one I got a strong of like, hey, 6.5 people bet Louisville, 7.5 people bet SMU. It's one of those. I don't have a stronger opinion on it than that. There
we go. Hopefully it lands 7. Mr. Muscles
7.
Pushes,
Everybody's
I win. So I'm not buying SMU. Just not. So They haven't been on the road since week 0. I watched the Notre Dame Louisville game. It was a weird game flow wise, but I liked what I saw in the pass game a little bit there. And I think their defensive line will get after that SMU offensive line. Max, we already talked about JMU, ULM. We're looking for 17 on ULM for that one. We do think they're feisty. One more here. Garrett, how is Stanford? Oh, no, we already talked about that one. Austin, thoughts on Tulane UAB? A one-way street. This is the one game this week. Nobody wants UAB, and why would you? Quarterback's probably not playing. Dilfer's going to be fired. Tulane, baby. Blowout.
Whoa, calling the shot.
It's up there, isn't it? Like 17. I mean, what is it? 17 and a half now? 18?
Right,
It's just I pizza bet at that number. But I mean, if you got on that train a couple days ago, that one, nobody resisted on that one. Dilfer's done, man.
Yeah, he is.
And here's the thing.
For good reason. Probably never should have been started.
Should have not have been hired to begin with. I forget. Fire Dilfer. Fire the guy who hired him.
Right.
That's who you should fire. Why? Who could have saw this coming? Just everybody. That's who. We got any more here, Zach? I think we're done.
Underdog?
Yeah, let's do Underdog. And then we'll recap best bets. And then we'll call it a show. It was all right show. Not bad. Let's get the people have been waiting for this, though. The Underdog. I kind of queued up on a little bit
we need
there.
A 4 for 4.
Yeah, let's get to, without further ado. Joey
2
Knish.
4 last week. Tonight, even got one tonight. Listen, I just think this money line price is too high on Syracuse. This is more of a price play. As the season goes further along, it's a little less of a high variance and spot play. You get to a little bit more of a price play. And this is one I think the line is just a little too high on Syracuse. So added the money line here. I know BP is going to be in the crowd yelling for first down every time UNLV gets it. So I had to factor that in. But listen, I like Cuse there. Little rich on the money line. Missouri, we talked about. I think they're live in this one. I don't like Texas A&M at all. I know they've looked a little underwhelming on the year. I think you're getting the better team here. A little bit of plus money. Zach, scroller down, baby. I know this isn't going to be our most richest, only 47-1. Texas, you want to talk high variance games back in Texas Tech. And you know what? That's on me for not bringing up that game. But I took Texas Tech on the side. I like him on the money line. This is a guy who threw Arizona in against Utah last week, but I don't really think Arizona's that damn good. So I just thought they got a Utah in a backup quarterback spot that was able to take advantage of that. I think Texas Tech, they've gotten much healthier. The offense has gotten it together. Back and forth type of game, like the money line in that one. And without further ado, the final one. I'm not going without a Maction. I've been anti-Toledo all year. Miami, Ohio, underwhelming performance coming off it. Toledo gets a little bit together. This is one. Listen, I bet the spread. I like the money line. I like taking dogs just in some of these lower conferences, especially the MAC, where I don't think there's a huge delta between teams. So those are the 4, baby. Miami, Ohio, Texas Tech, Syracuse, and Mizzou.
Zach, if we hit one of them, we get 48 units.
Yeah. I think he does them for a 1/10 of a unit. But
I do for 1/10 of a unit on the bet side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
think that's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's reasonable. That
Unless
one you
we
might
hit
want
one,
to
and then
might want to boost that one up. Maybe I might boost that one up to a 2/10 or 3/10.
I will track it at that.
All right, thank you. I like that one, with the exception of the Texas Tech one. But I think we get at least 2 in on that one, at least.
Let's get it roll. Yeah, let's hit one, baby. Let's hit a 4 for 4.
Yeah, we're close already. All
couple
right.
3 for 4s, couple 2 for 4s, and a 0 for 4. So let's get a 4 for 4.
Let's. I'm sorry, I'm keeping you busy, Zach, but let's recap the best bets. Unless you got a game or two that we didn't hit on.
Well, I mean, he's getting a day off tomorrow, so I'm not too worried about keeping him busy tonight.
Obviously from Monday, I got him here.
Okay.
Wisconsin, there we go. Added Pitt -2.5. That's a noon game. Love Pitt. That's a top service pick. Wisconsin 12.5. Still love that. I don't get why Purdue love. I don't get that. Marshall -2.5. That's just. Unfortunately, we're playing against a tragedy. That's we mean business when we care about the pocketbook.
When there's blood in the streets, buy property.
Yeah. So, and plus, we don't think App State's that good to begin with. So there's that. Under 54.5, Ole Miss. We like the matchup. We like the number there in the South Carolina Ole Miss game under 54.5. That was today's show. Raiola, how about the player prop? Love that. Windy conditions there against a good Rutgers defense. South Alabama. Big tread lightly with that one, according to Knish. Lopez, the quarterback for South Alabama, maybe not 100%. Coastal minus 4.5. And I forgot that we gave out Clemson at 13.5. That was just a price play.
Yeah,
I like that. Why is that negative CLV? It's because we laid minus 124.
Yeah, I don't. Might need to have.
That's trading at 14.5, 15 now.
Yeah,
my goodness.
Ask the pizza man there to get some updates here in the system.
Yeah, crossing through 14. I know we laid 124, but I don't know if that's negative CLV. I don't know. Georgia Tech minus 9.5. How about that? That's a pretty good looking. And then, of course, the 4-team moneyline parlay, which I think Syracuse can win tonight. Just for your information, I always sit in the visitor's side, so I'm not opposed to rooting for a little orange tonight. Although, I did bet their win total under, so I don't know. You won't get an overabundance of UNLV cheering for me tonight. I'll say that. I like it. Decent show.
Let's go, baby.
Everything all right? I'll miss you, you guys, the chat and everybody on tomorrow. It'll be a hole in my heart on the halftime of the games, but I got nothing.
Yeah, let's go. A little Saturday off for the viewers, and we'll be back Monday, baby.
Sounds good. For the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, producer extraordinaire, Zach Phillips, taking a day off tomorrow. I am merely Brad Powers. Thank you for all your questions, comments, concerns. Thank you to the sponsor, FanDuel. You just watched Hit the Books, part of the Hammer Betting Network. See you Monday.